All right, hello once again. Welcome to another episode of the dev blog for Journeys. I've done a couple things off camera, nothing major. First of all, I want to jump into something I'd like to call damage potential, which I think these numbers will probably have to be tweaked, but they're going to have a good guideline as to how much damage per turn one should potentially be expecting per level. Are these a little high at the level 7, level 6 end? Maybe, but we can always change these, and we'll just kind of see how it goes when I develop these abilities. And then not listed here. Actually, let me add one thing to this. All right, now we've got this listed here, class average potential, because obviously each class is not going to have the same damage on average. So we've got low class average potential, medium, and high. And then we see, low is going to be usually below the average damage potential for the level. Medium is the same, and high will be potentially above the damage potential for the level. So hopefully this will be a guideline, and as we make changes in abilities and things, we can tweak all these numbers. But let's get into making a class. And I figure since we've got this tabletop RPG system, let's roll some dice to decide. I'm gonna roll 2d8, and then that will decide which class we go with. The first one will be our primary class, 1 for fighter, 7 for bard, and then 8 we'll just re-roll. Let's see. The 3, so we're primary wizard. Then for our secondary class, let's see. 8, it's gonna re-roll. 6, so that will be a wizard paladin. It's for Spellshield. Let's go to the template and just pull the basic on the list here for the first 3 levels. Spellshield, huh? Alright, so the Spellshield, obviously, wizard paladin, intelligence, charisma, gonna be magically buffing potentially, or increasing themselves in terms of like AC. I have them as being able to like wear any type of armor due to the paladin secondary, which I think is okay. They've got a bit lower HP. This arcane and faith combination doesn't really matter anymore because they're probably going to remove the spell tables altogether, and potentially the spell power as well. So don't worry about that too much. Yeah, spell shield. Like I the way I imagine it, right? You can wield any melee or ranged weapon, but the way I kind of think about this is maybe he's not really wielding weapon, like he's not wielding a shield at all. Maybe it's a magically constructed shield, because we already got enchanter, which I believe is the fighter wizard thing. So we don't want to do too heavy into that kind of like buffing objects and weapons and things, because that's kind of what that's already covering. But let's just kind of see where it takes us. So spell shield, what should the first ability be? Well, maybe we do a like, let's call summon Aegis, right? Give it a start, and we'll say that how do we want to word this? We want to have some flavor text, and we'll say an attack races towards you and your allies. You instinctively summon a magical shield to defend against it. I think that's okay. I think we, instead of doing like AC bonus or anything, I think we should make this be like a temp HP. Do we want it to be a construct? No, maybe it's just like a temp HP barrier that will take the damage, and if the damage is more than that, then that damage still goes into the player, the ally or whoever. Summon a magical shield to block. How much temp HP do we think we should give this at level 1? Let's go 2d6. Maybe. I mean, that seems like a lot. Maybe 2d4. We'll start with 2d4. You may target yourself or any creature within 20 feet, 20, I mean 30 feet. You know, let's go 25 feet to start. So, doesn't really have any damage or effect. We'll just say like 2d4 HP shield. Action type will be a reaction. Range 25 feet. Now, uses. Here's another thing that I've thought up that I'm not sure how it's going to happen. I haven't seen any other systems use this. I'm not saying they don't. I just personally haven't experienced one that does. And I'm thinking of doing a cooldown based ability system rather than, like D&D has spell slots, or if you use like a third level spell, and that spell slot gets used up, and once you're out of third level spell slots, you can't use third level spells unless you want to upcast or that sort of thing. And initially I had these abilities as like a once per short rest, twice per short rest, 3 times per short rest. What a short rest is in this system, I don't know yet. Obviously D&D, you can gain some stuff back through that, but I think going to a cooldown system can take away from some of the strategy aspect of like managing spell slots and things. But with everybody having an ability in this way, and like abilities replacing magic, I think it can work still. And also, I think there can be a way to impose that sort of disadvantage by increasing the cooldowns per like separate battle. So if like something has a cooldown of, you can use it once every 3 turns, let's say. The first battle, it's fine, it's normal, but if you fight again before you rest, then that cooldown goes to once every 4 turns. I don't know if that's going to work, but we're going to try to build this as that for right now, and we'll see if it helps at all. I feel like there's a better way to say this. 1 per 2 turns. You can just do, I guess, 1 P2. We'll use that naming convention for right now. SP cost, I don't think exists anymore, so we're just gonna delete that. And then level up bonus. Let's see. I just feel like it's not enough, because like you could do, since it's not every turn. Maybe we bump this up to 2d6, and then here we go at like, so 2d6. Then maybe we do 3d6 at level 3. Then 4d6 at level 5, and 5d6 at level 7. Maybe we do it like that. Great. Ability number 2. I mean, so Summon Aegis is kind of like a core thing for the spell shield, right? So what else would a spell shield do besides summon shields and prevent damage? Yeah, so that we've immediately reached a difficulty. It's like, what else can a spell shield do? The core mechanic is there, and you don't want to repeat that mechanic on the same level. At least maybe on level 2 we can, do a variation of that where you can split it up, or like you can summon like a physical manifestation that actually like impedes movement or something. But I think at level 1 we got to do something a bit more radically different. If we look at the class table here, Spellshield is a bit on its own, right? I mean, Paladin in general kind of has like a more defensive, but it feels, Paladins in general feel a bit more taking on that sort of thing, whereas Spell Shield, I think, is a bit more preventing damage totally rather than like getting hit instead of the other person. And wizard, obviously there's not really much anything like it. Let's look up some inspiration maybe, huh? And maybe we do some sort of condition protection. I don't want to do like protects from all negative conditions. That seems a little crazy. But doing like not enough negative conditions doesn't, like, it feels like it'd be too specific. We've got this condition table here. Maybe we'll do like prevents the target from being stunned, grappled, restrained, or dazed. Arcana Ward, maybe 2 words. Place a magical field on the target, preventing them from being stunned, grappled, restrained, or dazed. Let's say for 1 minute. We'll do this as a secondary action. Condition prevention. Once per 3 turns. Range, go like 5 feet. You have to be up close. And then level up bonus. I guess maybe choose 2 creatures at level 3, 3 at level 5, and 4 at level 7. Oh, I would also like to point out that this spell shield probably has a medium damage potential. Because I think, wizard would probably be generally high. Like, I would say battle mage, arcanist. Well, I guess actually the battle mage and arcanist are probably the only 2 that would be high damage potential, with spell shield, magician, maybe alchemist being medium, and then scholar and illusionist being low. Obviously illusionist has that rogue secondary, which I would say rogues would tend to be on the higher side, but in this case with illusionist, it's kind of like I think it would be a little bit more like a setup to do damage rather than just like pure like average damage. But I would like a damaging ability, or at least an offensive ability. So maybe we go with a debuffing ability. Let's go with like spell shield. And there's a paladin aspect, so we could lean into some like holy aspects. It is the secondary point, so arcane is probably more prevalent. Magic bash seems a bit too simplistic. The idea here is probably going to be for some sort of like dazed condition. Maybe we do this instead. Maybe we would go with shield restraints. And how do we want to describe this? Say it's 1 per 3. It's a primary action. And DC creature can make checks. Make another check at the beginning of their turn. Well, that actually, maybe not the beginning. Maybe at the end. Because at the beginning, that kind of could just remove any benefit from using it. So they must, like, if your DC is 8 plus int, then say you get like a +4 to your intelligence, they must roll dex higher than a 12. Is what the idea would be there. And then range will go 25 feet like the Summon Aegis. Now for damage. It's got melee, it's got range. Maybe we just go with like a simple arcane blast. Yeah, maybe just do a simple like mana blast. There's no point in taking this, right? Like if you were gonna take this at level 1, why not just play a stronger wizard, which is gonna have more powerful attacks? Do we have like buffing capabilities? I mean, we got the paladin subclass. Maybe we do like a maybe we'll go with like a grant Buckler, where we can like summon a magical shield to hang out um, on a character and raise like their AC. I think that's okay. And, then we got some like charisma stuff in there because paladin, it's a secondary class, so now we've got kind of a use for their secondary stat if you decide to go that way. I think this is a good start. I think summon Aegis and shield restraint might be the most stable ones. Like Arcana Ward seems okay, but could be pretty powerful. And I could see shield restraint being a bit too much as well. Um, Grant Buckler, certainly, right? If you've got super high charisma, you can grant like guaranteed 4. Maybe we nerf this a bit. We go 1 per 3 turns. Because I could see that getting a little out of hand. Yeah, so this is a great start. If I don't record anymore, I will talk to you guys later.